All right, got a little controversy at Grand Valley State University surrounding the football team, and no, it's not the player. It's the team. It's the team's new offensive coordinator, Morris Berger. Hopefully, I said his name right. He made some comments that really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way and got him suspended. Now, with him being a new hire and not having no clout there, there's an argument to be made that he could be suspended. Let's talk about what he said. I linked the ESPN article in the description. And basically, Berger was interviewed in the Grand Valley State Lanthorn paper and was asked which three historical figures Berger would have dinner with. Berger responded by saying one of his choices would be Adolf Hitler because of his leadership skills. And this is the quote: "This is probably not going to be a good. Get a good review." And when you say something like that, you know you're in trouble. But I'm going to say Adolf Hitler. Berger said in an interview it was obviously very sad and he had a bad motives. But the way he was able to lead was second to none. How he rallied a group and the following. I want to know how he did it. Bad intentions, of course, but you can't deny he wasn't a great leader. All right. The school is now investigating his comments and has been suspended him as the investigation is ongoing, which he probably could be fired. The school said the comments made by offensive coordinator Morris Berger, as reported in the Lanthorn student newspaper, do not reflect the values of Grand Valley State University. The school statement said Berger has been suspended and the university is conducting a thorough investigation. Berger was only officially announced as the offensive coordinator by the school on January 20th, so it only took 7 days after being hired away from Texas State. He had been on staff at Oklahoma State from 17 to 18, 2000 obviously, and was at Missouri before that. So he was really moving up in the ranks, you know what I'm saying? From going from Missouri, Oklahoma State, and then Texas State, and being at Grand Valley State kind of seemed like a regression to a lot of people. But I think Brian Kelly started off at a small school at Notre Dame and moved up as well too. Obviously, people say, well, Hitler was a great leader and he did it, but you can't say that. That rubs a lot of people wrong. That's a very sensitive topic, especially what the Jewish people went through. And obviously people say, well, people get in depth and kind of school you on that, but people don't really care when you school them on something as far as something that's so sensitive to a lot of people, that's generational. So he came from the South with that, and this up north don't really fly. You know what I'm saying that. So he probably gonna be fired, and it's hard, man. I remember a guy, heard a story. A guy, he had moved state to another state to work at General Motors when I was working there, and he ended up getting fired for sexual misconduct. I keep it that way. And we were saying basically, how can you go home and tell your wife y'all just picked up and moved from a particular state and you got fired in your first 60, 90 days over messing with another female, and now y'all got to figure out what y'all going to do in an entirely new state. So that's real unfortunate. And anytime you say this is probably not going to be a good idea, it's not good, especially with the way the word travels through social media. I think this is an ignorant comment. I think he should be fired off of this comment. Obviously, he clarified that he won't talk about the negative stuff. He was talking about galvanizing people and get people to believe and do what he want to say do. Basically, he pimped people. He pimped people to take out another group of people, and whatever his reasons was, he was able to finesse people into believing, what he thought was right was truly wrong. Anytime you try to, perform genocide on a group of people, that's wrong. Black, white, green, Simpson, yellow, whatever the situation is. So, it don't surprise me. Down south in Texas and Oklahoma, he probably would have got a slap on the wrist. But up here in the north, in some places like that, can't do it. Especially when you're dealing with you probably got Jewish people on the team, Jewish people that go to the university. So in this sensitive time, or any time, especially in this time with social media, the way the word travel, he can't be saying that, man. So he deserved to be fired, and hopefully it's a lesson learned. He go back where he came from and start over again. But these comments are going to be embedded into the internet forever. And if anything come, close to being racial, these comments going to come up and he going to be deemed a racist. But let me know what you guys think. I'll link an article in the description. Don't forget we got social media links in the description. Let me know what you feel about the story. One time for the one time. Motor City Sports Talk. We gone.